Thanks for tuning in to the daily space weather, folks. We're looking at the sun here in 304 angstroms. Some filaments up there in the north. And I be your host, smAsho Mashmon. Sunspot is going to be unnamed today, most likely, as it has degraded. Seen down here south of the solar equator. And here's the 193 angstroms view. And the Earth-facing region is pretty holy right there. And the South Pole coronal hole is looking gigantic. And let's look at some more views here. First, helioviewer.org. I'm going to look at the fields real quick. And you can see that those fields have degraded. The likelihood of anything like flares and so on are very low. Although this active region did emit a very loud radio burst. Let's take a look at it. Not the radio burst, the region. And losing a little bit of complexity. Here's the magnetogram view. And that's probably going to lose its name today. There's barely an umbra. I'm not so sure that there even is one. And here's the 131 angstroms. And let's get into some more data here. Here's where stuff is in the solar system. There's where things will be in a week as we approach the March equinox. The countdown to that is 9 days, 19 hours, and 15 minutes when we made the video. It's currently 4:34 a.m. Do you know where your seasons are? We'll be doing a live stream at the exact time of the equinox. So check us out. We'll be on Twitch and on YouTube streaming live when that occurs. It's Thursday night, I believe. Here's where stuff is above my head. And we see Mars has just risen. If you've got a low horizon, perhaps get a view of that. KP index is at 1. And the 10.7 centimeter radio flux did indeed rise to 71, as forecasted. X-ray flux is totally cratered, flatlined, and on the floor at very low levels. Maybe not as low as the U.S. stock market. And let's look at cosmic rays real quick. Here's the Evaporates and Barentsburg neutron monitors. And we always link to the Network of Cosmic Ray Stations site below our videos. Next, Athens. Please feel free to monitor cosmic rays on your own. And if you see anything weird, such as this nearly 40% dip in the cosmic ray flux at Athens, drop us a line. It's smAshomash@gmail.com. Next, looking at the Mexico City Cosmic Ray Observatory. There's the 30 days of data for that. And Moscow looks like it's been busted since this anomaly happened. An over 20% increase in cosmic ray flux. Not sure where it went from there. Looks like it went offline. And lastly, Oulu, Finland, and DOMC Antarctica. There's Oulu. And there's DOMC Antarctica. We'd show you DOMB, but it's not sending data. Again, we always link to the Network of Cosmic Ray Stations, so you can monitor them yourself. Let's get back to the more local stuff. It's the solar wind, the real-time variety. And we see a phi angle of 278 degrees. We see a solar wind density of 7.2 protons per cubic centimeter and a solar wind speed of 327 kilometers per second, having ramped down over the past 12 hours. And there's the data from ACE. Some missing data there. Right around midnight from ACE. Perhaps it got cosmic rayed. I don't know. Could be. Next, we'll look at the magnetosphere movies. Here's 4 hours of data, courtesy University of Michigan. And seeing a pretty weak magnetosphere here. Not a lot of magnetohydrodynamic pressure. And And next we'll look at the geospace ground magnetic perturbations to see not very many of those either. There's the current state of affairs. And for you new viewers out there, I don't know if you're aware, there's a North Pole up here. There's a North Pole up here. The net pole is here, somewhere around there. And if you're down here, your compass is going to point like this. But if you get closer to this one, your compass will eventually snap to this pole or to this pole if you're getting closer to this one. Meanwhile, the south geomagnetic pole is creeping toward southwestern Australia. Welcome to the Neo-Renaissance and the geomagnetic excursion. And the GOES magnetometers are looking spiky enough that the GOES 15 has gone offline. GOES 16 just came back online, shown there in the red line. And again, for you new viewers, thanks for tuning in. The N's and M's stand for midnight and local time for the satellites. Noon and midnight. Next, we'll look at the Gong 2 data. Top view ecliptic plane field plot. And we're going to see continued spikiness here, and I'll show you why real quick in those GOES magnetometers. And it's because of the disparities in the coronal plasma. So here you see a denser coronal plasma, and here you see straighter field force lines. This is going to translate, this area here will translate to higher magnetometer readings, and this other area over here will translate to lower magnetometer readings. And so that's why we're going to see continued spikiness in that with no end in sight. The whole current sheet charged up by the South Pole, shown here in red. Keep in mind that data is 1 hour and 18 minutes old and can change with no warning. Here's the line of sight field plot, which shows the B field. That's the one in which you live, in blue. And you can see the power of that South Pole solar polar field, shown in red. North Pole shown in green. Electron flux is extremely low, including relativistic electrons. Here's the GOES electron flux. And we see completely so low it's practically immeasurable. The GOES electron flux. And here's the total electron content, which you can see is very low. So no dangers for things like satellite charging or major GPS errors. And let's blast through some more stuff here. Ionosphere map. This is 6 hours worth of it. And we do see continued nighttime charge-ups in the South Pacific areas around here. Otherwise, pretty normal looking. There's the latest image, that one at 8:30 UT. Please support the channel via Patreon. I think there's a marquee right up there, right? Patreon.com/smAsho, the real source of funding for this content, and we need lots more funding, so please consider becoming a patron. Or head over to Subscribestar. There are different tiers. There are only 2 tiers on Patreon. It's $1 a month and $9.99 a month. So if you enjoy the content, please ensure that the videos will continue to exist by opening up your moth-filled, cobweb-encrusted wallet. Also, if you're on YouTube, check us out there. Press like and subscribe. Did you watch our videos from yesterday, including smAsho's Women Vocalist Spotlight series featuring Norah Jones and the cosmology segment talking about the Big Bang, how it's not a thing? We also stream live to Twitch on the regs, so perhaps check us out there, twitch.tv/smAshomash. We are also on BitChute, and the success at BitChute has been absolutely astounding. Thanks everybody who's watching the videos there, as we are seeing vastly more views on BitChute than on YouTube, an indication that we've been shadow banned. Also, we are on Instagram. By the way, Eric Schmidt told me to tell you he's in Seychelles eating peeled grapes, wearing a Speedo, and Obama is there attempting to compose a coherent sentence with no teleprompter. We're also on Minds. It's the alternative to Facebook, where you won't be shadow banned, you won't be deplatformed. Watch out for not safe at work content, but you can eliminate that from your feeds and follow whoever you want. Minds, it's gaining some traction now, thank goodness, and we're approaching 600,000 views over there, thanks to our new subscribers on Minds. Look for lots more content coming there. Let's get back to data. Looking at Windy.com's pressure maps, we're going to let that advance about 24 hours via the GFS forecast. I would note one slightly anomalous looking pressure cell, a low pressure right there showing up in the northern Pacific Ocean. I think I may have forgotten to press pause there, folks, so hopefully this has all the information you'd like to see. I'm just going to scroll CNBC's markets page, and then I'm going to go back up and look at cryptos. Again, Jim Cramer stating that this coronavirus market crisis perhaps marks the end of monetary policy. In other words, end the Fed. The Fed creates boom and bust cycles. And let's look at cryptocurrency real quick, as it has been getting hammered. An indication that people are not as confident in crypto as you may have thought. There's the one-year chart of Bitcoin, currently at $7,897.54. And next we'll look at Ethereum, also on the Coinbase exchange. It's the exchange I use. And if you want to start trading crypto, now might be a good time to buy in. I'm thinking about increasing my position in Ethereum. It's very small. I'm not a believer in crypto. However, as a speculative investment, it is a thing. So check the links below the video. We've got a Coinbase link there. You can earn $10 in free Bitcoin just for signing up. So like I said, there must have been some selling in bonds for the yields to have come up, as they were at incredibly low levels, indicating massive influx of money, an indication that the dollar is still the world's best reserve currency, save for perhaps something like the Swiss franc. Anyway, here's the current state of affairs according to the Johns Hopkins site. Current confirmed cases at 114,457, total deaths 4,026. Here is the chart, and note how it's leveling out both in the yellow chart and the orange chart. That's what you want to see, folks. And I'm not convinced that it's scary. Next we'll do a volcano rundown. It includes Mount Ibu exploding, 7,000 foot ash plume there. Dacono exploding, 7,000 foot plume there. Popocatépetl exploding, 21,000 foot plume there. Sangay exploding, 20,000 foot plume there. And Sabancaya exploding. Unless you're able to pole vault a 24,000 foot plume of ash, don't pole vault the caldera at Sabancaya. Lightning's looking pretty calm right now. I like to use lightningmaps.org for real-time lightning maps. And let's move on to the Doppler radar in the U.S. There's the current state of affairs. It looks like it's going to rain on me today. And we had incredibly warm temperatures yesterday. I believe it was over 70 degrees. Here is the jet streams of the Western world. Some extreme meridional jet stream flow here off of the coast of California. You see that 180-degree bend right there. Also, we have a doubled up jet stream over the North Atlantic, and an ultra-weak jet stream south of the equator here. And here is the eastern world. And the jet stream's looking pretty consolidated over India for once. And in the south, extreme meridional jet stream flow with 180-degree bends, like this one right here. And let's move on to look at more stuff. Here are the water vapor maps of Africa and Europe. Here are the water vapor maps of the Far East and Oceania. Here's the water vapor map of the US. And you can see that collision between the dry air and the moist air over Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to zoom in on that zone. And today's conversion zone, weather pornography, is brought to you by smashomash.org and smashomash.com/forum, your source for the real information about the way things like science work. Atmospheric physics, baby. Check out the Hall currents forming there in the moist air. You see all these parallel lines. The water's going this way. The lines are at a 90-degree angle, indicating the Hall effect going on above people's heads over places like Virginia. Virginia, a state where tons of people are considering moving out because their government keeps doing idiotic things like creating unconstitutional limitations on magazine capacity and stupid stuff like that about gun laws. I would move out too, and please don't turn into New Jersey, Virginia. Hey Smash team, thanks for tuning into the video. Please don't forget to share on your social media, press like and subscribe, etc. Consider becoming a patron and ensuring, or at least increasing the probability that these videos will continue to exist. We've got bonus features. It's the intensity gram with a local yellow dwarf to show you that sunspot may already be completely gone, as I don't see any dark spots here. So I don't see any umbra. I believe the sunspot is officially gone. It's going to lose its name today. So say goodbye to sunspot 2758. There are the fields, and they are looking consistent with what we saw on the intensity gram. Last but not least, we're going to look at the 94 angstroms view. It's a 48-hour video. And there are the timestamps for you. And we are out of here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Remember, stare at the sun, don't drink, and if you do, don't drive. And since it'll never be now again, may the solar wind be at your back.